the 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
It's a trap.
It actually is a trap.
It's a trap.
But guess what? We got a lot to do. You gotta say hi to me. We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway. Science is back. And I choose science over fiction. And so if the science is demonstrating it's doing great damage, then I don't care what it does to a small business person who's selling this stuff. If it is damaging lungs, if it's causing the kind of damage that is said, and that study's not been fully done yet, if it turns out that it is, then I would eliminate it. I would make it, I would go after it in a hard way. I would make it broader, not just for he is.
If we get asked a specific question by a teen, either a direct message to us or via social media about the relative harms of vaping versus cigarettes, we try to be as clear as possible that if your comparator is a cigarette, vaping is less harmful.
In England, the Royal College of Physicians has apparently done a great deal of research on e-cigarettes, and they have actually found that compared to smoking cigarettes, the rate of damage from e-cigarettes is 5% of what it is from smoking traditional cigarettes. You're reducing the damage by 95%. Hey, I don't think vaping or e-cigarettes are good for you. But if you have to choose between smoking and vaping, I happen to feel that vaping is safer. I don't think vaping is good for you, but it's better than smoking.
We're going to choose science over fiction.
And FDA has not used that terminology to use the most recent estimates of youth use. I will say that I'm an epidemiologist by training, so I'm fully cognizant of the definition of an epidemic, which is unprecedented increases over what you'd expect at baseline. That said, I think and know that the science has shown a decline in the number of youth users, and that's a good thing.
The FDA today calling it a dangerous epidemic.
The FDA calls teen vaping an epidemic.
Epidemic? I don't care if you think I'm Satan reincarnated.
Vaping is not as harmful as smoking. Kids are kids, and there's many, many, many reasons why they choose to do different types of things.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Friday, and we're here. How do I sound tonight? You know, all you people always complain about my sound, so I just want to make sure that I sound okay before we go having too much fun, and then I go and listen to the replay and sound like I'm down in a hole somewhere. But anyway, I see Addie's here, and Omicidal's here, and Toasty's here, and Michael's here, and James is here, and Raj is here. Wow, there's people here. But where's our ladies? Steve is here too. None of our ladies are here. Where is Mallory Gates, and where is Southern Vapor, and where's our women folk? Because you know, I don't want to be hanging out with you guys all by our. I mean, you know, we need some, you know, feminine energy to offset all of the testosterone. So yes, my hat, the bill is yellow, but for some reason I have to change that's all right. It's got El Chupacabra on it, so that, you know, that's all right. But Kevin is here in the back room, and we have some stuff to talk about. Now, I always say that going to the after party over on Rumbles is very important, but tonight, there is the lovely Skip. At least we have one woman in the room now, but tonight we have some fun stuff, we have some interesting stuff, and we have some ominous stuff over on the Rumbles. So after here, we go there because I can say stuff that might get me canceled other places. But Kevin is holding up a book or something. Let me see where. let me check over here and see if anybody's chatting over in the Rumbles yet. Nobody is currently chatting in the Rumbles, but it's there. So anyway, let me move my mouse over the plethora of screens till I get to the button here where I can add the goofball.
Listen, Zippy, Mallory was the very first one in here at 9:43.
It's not 9:43 now. It's only 9:07, Goober.
Oh, for fuck's sake! There, I got the first fuck in.
but
so
again, Mallory hasn't chatted since though, so she may have just.
But she was here first.
She may have skipped town on us.
Well, that's a ton of crap.
Well, have you had your prunes today? And
then the cranky old broad came in. Did you see that?
The fiber going. She says hashtag something sucks.
Yeah, that thing, I guess.
I can't say what she's. Maybe if I just show it on screen for a second, that's not the same as saying it out. Maybe the algo won't catch us if we
leave everybody alone, right?
Yeah. So, how was your week, Goober?
I got to see Logan 3 times this week. He came in and supervised me 3 different times this week, and that's probably the best for everybody.
Well,
to me,
you need as much supervision as possible. So
I need as much Logan time as I can get. That's I like him way better than you.
Well, I would hope that you like your grandchild more than you like some strange person that you know
everybody
hang out with
everybody
once a week.
Yep, that's the reward.
Did you see Twitter this week, Kevin?
I've been popping in and out.
Or X.
Well, whatever.
I tried very hard. I tried very hard not to upset anybody, but well, when we get to the tweets, I put all the tweets together again. You only sent one this week, Kevin.
I only sent one on purpose.
So I had already sent multiples to show.
I know you did.
And I feel bad that you only have one.
No. Logan wanted to play the car game on here. He didn't want to tweet. He said, "No, I don't want to tweet." Pop up. Screw all that.
Screw all that this week.
There you
go. So we do have things. We do have things to talk about here.
There are things.
I
clicked on a couple and it just pisses me off. So there you go.
Oh, well.
It's like a precursor to being pissed off before I'm pissed off.
That absolutely is the whole point of the thing, Kevin.
You like that, yeah.
Just to piss Kevin off.
Yeah. I'm a couple times behind on telling you to kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Man. Addie loves show notes, though. He does love them.
He always loves the show notes. Always. That's like he's the one that's always nagging for links. It's not like he doesn't know how to use Google, but he did send me a package this week that I have not yet tried. He sent me some stuff, but I have to add more nicotine to it before I can try it. So
it would be good for you all to go down Addie's timeline on his replies. Go on every time you want to look at somebody, go to the replies. If you're going to troll them, or if you're going to be their friend, or if you want to be yours, you go to the replies, and you can see what kind of quality there is generally, more than you can just on the front.
So Omicidal said, "Is that like pre-diabetes from vaping?" Well, everything causes pre-diabetes. So it's like, oh shit, I can't. I was gonna say pre-symptomatic. Remember, I was gonna say, but I better not.
Careful.
Yeah,
very careful.
So here, let me show you this thing here, Kev.
All right.
So this is from the mirror on the wall. It says here, a boy was arrested on suspicion of supplying a Class B drug. So it says here, urgent warning to parents after 3 kids collapse using vapes as boy 12 arrested. Police have arrested a boy aged 12 after a teenage girl was reportedly hospitalized when she used a vape, with teachers and parents being told to remain vigilant. Remain vigilant, Kevin.
That's right.
Yes.
Grab your pitchforks.
Three school children were left seriously ill after using vapes that were believed to be laced with Class B drugs, with one of the kids taken to the hospital. A 12-year-old boy was arrested, and a warning has been sent out to schools across Gwent in Wales, asking teachers and other staff to be vigilant, as well as alerting parents to the dangerous incidents. The boy was arrested on suspicion of supplying Class B drugs in connection to one of the incidents, with the force said left a 13-year-old girl hospitalized. Schools in Monmouthshire, Newport, Torfaen, Blaenau, Gwent, and Caerphilly recently received advice on what to do in the event of pupils smoking illegal substances. A letter was sent to schools in Newport from the Newport Education Safeguarding Department on Friday. And here's a stock photo of a young girl. You see how they show a picture of a girl vaping?
Yeah.
And then it just says a girl was hospitalized after taking a vape. Was this the girl?
Do you take a vape or have a vape? I forget.
Did somebody snap a picture of her vaping, or at least putting the thing in her mouth? Because I do not see any vaping coming out of her mouth. Instead of saying there actually didn't need to be a caption under that photograph, considering this is not a photograph of the person. You know what I'm saying? Could have just had the stock photo there.
Kept on rolling.
You don't. I mean, yeah. Anyway, according to Wales Online, it reads, "We have had 2 separate cases involving 3 children who have used a vape and become unwell." Now, is this the new? Is this like the new
Yes. Yes.
Politically correct way of saying sick?
Yeah.
And is being sick or ill unpolitically correct? I mean, I don't understand why we have to use all the, I heard you can't use certain words now that I've seen substitutes for those words, like this guy deleted himself, or he unlifed himself. Like, you can't say the word suicide. Oh shit, I'm in trouble. Suicide prevention is very important, Kevin.
Wow.
So, but yes, you can't say those words, apparently. I don't know why, but I've been seeing videos on the YouTubes specifically like inserting extra different words that when the word that you are trying not to say is the word you want, is the one you need, right?
Yeah.
Well. Anyway, unwell. It is thought that the vape may contain an illicit drug or toxin, as when inhaled, the children have become unwell and collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Addie says, help is available. Speak with someone today in North America. Dial 988 for suicide and crisis lifeline, or dial or text 988. See? Yeah. Yes. We have covered ourselves there. Okay.
And Michael will listen, and you would listen, and I would listen, and Skip would listen, and Raj would listen, and Addie would listen and help try,
Yes. We are here. We are here
to
help you.
Professionals. Those numbers are professionals, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you don't actually need a professional. You just need somebody to talk to. At this time, affected children are in the Caerphilly and Torfaen areas of Gwent. Please be cautious of similar reported cases, treating symptoms as required, reporting cases to the police and social services. It has been confirmed by Gwent police that a 12-year-old boy is in custody. As a spokeswoman said, we received a report of a medical emergency in Incline Road, Aberystwyth, Pontypool at around 9:45 a.m. on Wednesday, December 6th. A 13-year-old girl from they keep adding these words with the vowels in the wrong area. I mean, these Brits don't know how to speak English. Blaenavon was arrested was taken to hospital for treatment and released later that day. A 12-year-old boy from Pontypool has been arrested on suspicion of supplying a Class B drug. He remains in police custody at this time. Public Health Wales, they just keep saying, maybe later on here. They arrested a 12-year-old boy. 12-year-old boy. These social sources are the ones that are really messing everybody up, Kevin.
Stick them in a pokey. That'll help.
Yeah. So anyway, Public Health Wales has called for a ban on disposable vapes to help fight the use of e-cigarettes by young people.
That's right.
The service said disposables were very strongly associated with the rise in vaping among children and young people, and also said there was a knock-on environment impact connected with their use. There was a knock-on environmental knock-on.
I don't know what that means.
I'm thinking that they're saying that there's a very serious environmental impact because of all the batteries. Maybe that knock on. Where's our Brits?
Okay.
We need Richard in here to tell us what that means. The latest case comes in the wake of a warning by a head teacher that illegal vaping could kill a child. It followed a 12-year-old pupil collapsed after using a vape laced with illegal synthetic spice. Spice.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to be my lover. Oh, no.
Oh, Lord. My apologies to everybody.
Yeah. Glenn Potts, head of St. John Henry Newman Catholic College in Oldham, told the BBC last month he feared it would take a tragedy before action was taken to stop children vaping. High levels of psychoactive cannabis oil and tetrahydrocannabinol have been found in vapes in the area.
There's a card.
Yeah.
How?
I
remember another word for you. You ready? Homelessness is unhoused.
No, that's unhoused now. Yeah, you can't say it. Even though
we're
going to talk about the homeless / unhoused on Rumble later. That seems to be a topic that we've been covering on that segment of the show.
Yeah,
quite regularly.
Paul, Tic Tacs don't come in lemonade strawberry flavor, do they?
They might. Tic Tac he's a flavor genius.
We love him. We just don't tell him enough.
No, I don't love him. I love
he's
him.
like my favorite stepchild.
Yeah. He's red. He probably does have red hair if he had hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dame Rachel D'Souza, Children's Commissioner for England, said it was deeply shocking to hear children collapsing from spice contained in vapes, adding that she had previously called for the ban of disposable vapes. So the one product that can't be adulterated easily,
right,
is the one that you're trying to ban.
Not without some work.
I mean, you can do it. I'm sure you could pop one of those things open, but Paul says he does have hair on his ass. Oh, no. Oh, not on his ass. He called me a jackass. Okay. She said, we need to be moving faster on this issue or we risk it spiraling out of control. We urgently need tighter restrictions on advertising and flavors of vapes that appeal to children, as well as stricter licensing for retailers selling vapes. It is illegal to sell e-cigarettes to people under the age of 18, but recent survey data found 1 in 5 teenagers in England had tried vaping, up by a third from the previous year. 1 in 5, Kevin.
You see Peg coming in?
Yes. The lovely. See, I asked where the women were, and they all start showing up. See, that's how.
They'll come flying in just for you. That's right. Yep. So when you hear this, adults don't like flavors.
I'm gonna mute your ass. You're still playing in that fucking the junk drawer. I don't
have a junk drawer anymore.
That's what it sounds like. You're messing around in the junk drawer, Kevin.
That's my junior.
Just stop it with the junk drawer. There's probably batteries in there and like paper clips and
loose
screws and washers and
Those are in my head.
There is that. I do not deny that.
Houseless. I heard that on the news about a week ago.
Unhoused.
Where in the fuck? Where the fuck did that
Kevin.
come from?
That is the politically correct way of saying that. Unhoused.
It's a political way of saying you're incompetent. That's what my thought is.
We're going to talk about some incompetent California lawmakers in a little bit. Chill out. Come on now.
Go on with the bad self.
Don't be jumping the gun, Kevin. I'm opening
Skip, they're really, really good. I don't indulge with those very often, but when I do, I really do.
Let's present this screen. Let's share. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. You're gonna love this one, Kevin. I promise you. This is from the Irish Sun.
Well.
And the headline is Vaping Dangers. I'm a doctor, and here's 3 major ways vaping is harmful or harming your health. Serious, dangerous side effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can get this video to work. There's probably going to be an advertisement or something.
Probably.
Watch it spin for a second. Spin, 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 spin. No, I do not want notifications from your crappy website. I just got it.
Did you know that vapes could hurt you in about 3 different ways?
Oh my God. See, already you got me.
I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She's 28 telling me I'm still a baby.
Let's go back here.
Wherever you go.
No. Stop it. This is a YouTube video, so I should be able to.
It's a ton of crap.
I don't want to watch that one. I want to watch the one that was...
Michael, sit back and relax. Calm
He's on the
down.
edge of his
Propaganda.
Right, let's start this over again. Watch it spinning again. Spin, 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 spin.
This is a doctor putting up a video.
Yeah.
Of a 20-year-old fucking girl. Oh my God.
It says, dude, did you know
that vapes could hurt you in about 3 different ways?
It's already a worthless fucking propaganda item.
Yeah. Let me just scroll down here. Let's just. A doctor has revealed a list of ways that vaping may be seriously harming people, including impacting brain development and causing lung inflammation. Taking to TikTok, user Dr. Blondie Spears.
That is her.
Spears explained how different components of vapes can be harmful to users. And then there's a picture of her dancing. Now, if she's a doctor, could she not afford pants that don't have holes in them? I mean, really?
Well, she's what is, instead of houseless, it's pantsless or less pants.
No, she has pants on, thank God, but they do have holes in them. 1. Some vape devices contain heavy metals like nickel, lead, chromium, which are carcinogenic and affect brain development.
So I could take these to the scrapyard. Okay.
Yeah.
Make me some.
Did you know that vapes could hurt you in 3 different ways? 2. Some vape liquids contain nicotine and vitamin E acetate, which can lead to EVALI, lung inflammation, and shortness of breath.
No, it can't.
Well, at least they're willing to include vitamin E acetate, which is the cause of EVALI. At least they've, now.
But they're lying because the vape doesn't contain the acetate.
Well, I mean, Kevin,
so it's all in the wording.
No, I mean, the word vape is not only for us.
I understand, but the nicotine and
if it said e-cigarettes, e-cigarettes contain,
but nicotine and is inclusive to the sentence being both.
No, it says some. It says some.
The second, the after the colon. Shut up. Nicotine and vitamin E acetate do not mix.
I don't want to be talking about your colon, Kevin.
Poor Skip probably ran away to go get Junior Mints now. I'm worried about her.
She captioned her. She might have a Junior Mint liquid.
She might.
She captioned her video, hashtag, did you know this about hashtag vapes? In the video, the health expert can be, okay, Cap.
What? I'm a health expert.
No, I'm not. I'm not even going to say what I was going to say. I'm going to stop myself from talking about taking health advice from somebody that is not apparently eating healthy.
Oh, God.
I myself would never deign to tell people how to live because I myself do not eat the healthiest. So anyway, a caption written over the video in the beginning wrote, "Did you know that vapes could hurt you in 3 different ways?" The doctor then continued to explain the first way in which vapes can be harmful to those who use them. She said some vape devices contain heavy metals like Nickelback, lead singer, and chromium, which are carcinogens and can affect brain development.
Mm-hmm.
Another way that can blah, blah, blah is some vapes contain blah, blah, blah. She then revealed the final harmful effect of vaping, which people may not be aware of.
Oh, now I'm on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, I know, because there's an advertisement right in the middle. So, you have to scroll down.
Oh, of course.
This serious effect was in relation to the coils which burn inside the vape devices. The health expert told viewers the temperatures from the coils can cause the activation of harmful chemicals into your lungs.
Burn.
Meanwhile, the HSE issued a major warning to Irish people over the most serious form of skin cancer, melanoma. And that does not come from vaping. Just letting you know.
But Patrick, she said burn.
Burn, baby, burn.
You burn your atomizer.
Burn.
So, listen to me now, Zippy. I can't express my anger enough. You got a video for, let's say it's a 2-minute video because I really don't care. And someone takes the time to describe the video. Now, how much useless...
Well, yeah, but did you see the lag? Did you see the lag of the YouTube trying to play the video?
Well, Steve said it's downloading a virus on you. So I don't know.
I have 2 different virus applications on here killing everything.
This is for the ladies.
It kill everything. I mean, John McAfee was a gun-toting crazy man. So his software there, as well as noise. So I'm getting everything, man. There's no way. I'm super protected. Super protected. And I see Addy in here saying he's going to miss Colin Mendelssohn's posts.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
Well,
he's too passionate about this topic to just go completely away. I don't believe it.
I think we should all cover our computers in nicotine and keep them safe. That's what I think.
In this room, everything in this room is covered with nicotine. What are you talking about? and other things, but don't bring a black light in here.
Mm-hmm.
Peggy says, what did she miss? Okay, so I will. This is not included in the show notes, Addy. This is your fault.
He's going to get it on there before you finish the sentence.
Let me scroll down here and find the thingy. Oh, he pinned it. So okay.
My money's on Addy though.
Present. All right. So this week, Colin, our very good friend from Australia, he announced on the X, "I am retiring from vaping advocacy. I am appalled at Australia's persistent and corrupt denial of the science and the self-serving behavior of tobacco control. The following moving train wreck of Australia vaping policy is too painful to watch." And then he has a link here to a filter op-ed or thing. And it says, "The slow-moving train wreck of Australian vaping policy."
That's what his wife says.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Oh.
Sometimes brevity is important, Kevin. Just saying.
Not at my age.
Well, that's like shooting pool with a piece of rope at your age.
That's right. So,
after nearly a decade advocating for vaping as a tobacco harm reduction strategy in Australia, I am stepping away from the field to retire. Witnessing Australia's descent over these years from its former status as a global leader in tobacco control to the current slow-moving train wreck has been profoundly distressing. Where vaping is seen by other Western democracies as a huge opportunity for public health, successive Australian governments have framed it as a threat. The ensuing prohibitive regulations have neutralized the potential benefits and led to troubling and escalating unintended consequences. I don't believe it is unintended consequences, to tell you the truth. I think Australia realizes how much money it's going to lose. And we do have an article later of another country announcing
in Maine
how having legal vapes has affected their tobacco tax income.
So did Maine. I just didn't add it in there.
I have it.
Okay.
It was already in there. Anyway, more smoking and rampant illicit market. Australia's unique prescription-only model for vaping has not resonated with adult vapers. Less than 10% hold a nicotine prescription, which is hard for many to obtain. Many have returned to smoking. Of the rest, the vast majority turned to the illicit market. This illicit trade, estimated at 10 million vapors annually. Estimated at 100 million vapes annually, is controlled by organized trafficking networks that import and sell unregulated products with no consumer protections or age verification. Increasingly, the illicit nicotine and tobacco trade is associated with violence, with reports of extortion, firebombs, and public executions from turf wars over market share. Public executions? Is there a link for this?
I haven't seen that one, but I don't remember it, if there was. Sounds like tobacco control, though. But
well, they're publicly executing all the smokers. Yeah. Here we go. Gunmen on the run as shopping center killing links to gangs and tobacco war. Interesting. I'm not going to read it, but I at least I know that it exists. Okay. Most importantly, adult smoking rates declined by only 5% over the 4 years from 2018 to 2022. In comparison, the prevalence of smoking has fallen sharply over the same period in similar countries where legal vapes are readily accessible, by 39% in New Zealand, 33% in Britain, and 18% in the UK, or in the United States. Look at those wonderful colored lines.
Yep.
But Australia has only dropped a little bit. Look at that.
Well, I wonder why.
Yeah, it's the criminal mind.
But
Kevin,
Patrick, this is the most important thing in the public health arena, is it not? Allegedly, every year, year in, year out, that's what they tell us.
Well, yes, it's the leading preventable cause of death, right? Is that what they always say?
It's alleged. Yeah, that's what I don't understand.
You would think that would be a priority then, right?
Well, I don't think it is.
You would think that they would really want people to, have options, easy ways to not die.
Any means necessary, I've even heard over the years, but now it's not so much.
Why such disparity? The answer lies largely in Australia's precautionary approach to vaping. Worryingly, while other Western countries report a decline in youth smoking associated with the rise of vaping, smoking among Australians aged 14 to 17 has increased substantially from a rate of 2.1% in 2018 to 6.7% in 2022. When youth are given the message that vaping is unsafe, they tend to conclude that they might just as well smoke cigarettes instead. Health Minister Mark Butler's response to this clear failure is further harsh prohibition, Changes in 2024 include a doubling down on the prescription and pharmacy model, a complete ban on disposables and on the personal importation of vapes, and harsh restrictions on flavors, nicotine strength, and pharmaceutical-like packaging. All of this will make legal vaping even less appealing, less accessible, and less affordable.
Yep.
So Colin
It
is
must not
quite
be
upset.
important.
Colin is quite upset.
Yeah. We've all been there. I bet every damn one of you in the room has been there in one way or another going, fucking, I'm so tired of this shit.
Yep.
So that's when you just walk away, turn it off. Don't come back till you're ready. We'll do what you need done. It'll be fine. Believe me. Somebody else is going to step in most of the time.
It says here, vaping is opposed in Australia by a tight network of all state and federal health departments, health charities, and medical and public health associations. These groups dismiss and undermine the established science of vaping through scaremongering, disinformation, and cherry picking. Even our most prestigious health organizations distort and deny the evidence. In 2022, I led a review of the position paper on vaping by Australia's leading health research body, the National Health and Medical Research Council. Our findings, authored by 11 leading Australian and international experts and published in the journal Addiction, found that the NHMRC's assessment contained serious scientific flaws, misinformation, and grounds for concern about bias. We concluded that it fails to meet the standard expected of a leading national scientific body. Yet our review received little media attention and was dismissed by the NHMRC. Of course. A further government-commissioned review led by Professor Emily Banks at the Australian National University in 2022 was equally flawed, but our peer-reviewed critique in Drug and Alcohol Review was similarly ignored, and the ANU report is regularly referenced today as the gold standard guide for Australian policy. Submissions by leading Australian experts to the health minister here, there's links, and chief medical officer, as well as our recent evidence review of all members of parliament, have been rejected. Tellingly, repeated invitations to anti-vaping advocates to debate the evidence have also been refused. The local official narrative is further amplified uncritically by the mainstream media, which focuses on alarmist and negative messaging around vapes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, there's more, but this is just to answer the question of why Colin is stepping away, and I don't think he's going to fully. He says he's going to maintain his website and he's going to do some, but I hope he's not completely buzzing out on us. I hope that he's still there. That would be quite sad and disturbing.
Yeah.
For reals.
Wow.
For reals. All right, here. Come on. I'm just prepping. I'm prepping, Kevin. I don't want you to have to see all the bad crap here before I get this thing all loaded up and stuff.
That's right.
So now let's go to New Zealand.
Oh boy.
If it's not one thing, it's another.
Why vape users are being told to stock up. The big job on the government's list this week, and Qatar not giving up efforts on peace between Israel and Gaza. Antamaria, I'm Sherry Kinnear, and these are the...
Now, I do have to say, I do appreciate New Zealand's news readers.
Do you?
At least this particular one.
Latest New Zealand Herald headlines. Vape retailers are encouraging users to stockpile devices ahead of the ban. Disposable vapes must have removable batteries, child safety features, generic labels, and limited nicotine from next Thursday. As a result, some retailers have been selling devices for as little as $2. One retailer is advertising a range of pre-banned disposables, while another is urging customers to stock up while they can. Meanwhile, there's concern the new limits could dissuade cigarette smokers from making the switch. Action on Smoking say cigarette smokers need a substitute with comparable nicotine.
The trick is to balance.
Robert Beaglehole is my hero. I'm just saying. He worked for the WHO and he said, y'all go fuck yourselves. I like him.
Comparable nicotine.
The trick is to balance the need to help adults who smoke to move to less harmful alternatives. At the same time, not encourage young people to vape.
Repealing fair pay agreement legislation is expected to be a big job.
So, I mean, that was the extent of the Robert Beaglehole. But if there's video of Robert Beaglehole, I'm going to play it because I get him in the Australian hearing. They had him on there, and he said his piece, and the I can't remember which one of the douchebags it was questioned him. Oh well, are you saying what you're saying because you're unhappy with your ex-employer, the World Health Organization? Like they immediately tried to make him into a disgruntled employee.
Yeah.
Is this why you're standing outside of your previous employer because you were unhappy?
Why have you gone off the script, sir?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're gonna dig this one, Kevin.
I don't believe you for some reason. I've got my doubts.
Let me cue this one up for you. You're gonna just love this one. It's only 34 seconds long, so it's not.
It's short torture. Targeted and short. Right?
It's full of stupid in 34 seconds. It's got 34 seconds of stupid, and it's pretty high quality stupid. So let's go.
It's not about the amount of nicotine, or it's not about the level of nicotine, but it's the way of how you inhale it. Because sometimes when people inhale it, they will inhale like deep.
So if you suck harder, Kevin,
is that a lung inhale or a mouth to lung? I can't tell.
If you really pucker up and suck it in, then apparently you get more.
So the amount of nicotine will increase.
So the way you inhale it actually makes a difference.
I'll give you $1 if she says penis.
She doesn't.
Personal.
You wouldn't want that grandmother to say penis anyway, Kevin.
Personal inhalant.
The more the absorptions inside the body, the absorptions to your lungs is also made a difference.
It does it?
But that was the 34 seconds of stupid. Actually, it was only 31 seconds of stupid.
We prefer you boof them.
So, Kev.
What? What? Why do you show me this shit?
Since you brought up boofing.
Oh, Christ.
So, if they banned all nicotine products tomorrow, but said, hey, here's a nicotine suppository and you can have that.
Didn't they already make something like that already?
I don't know, but I'm just saying, if that was the only way that you could get it, would you get it?
Something about a suppository. It's an old Twitter thing that I saw years ago, and I can't remember if it was a suppository or something. I don't remember. I'm not going to look. Screw that. Paul knows, I bet.
I'm just saying, if you couldn't get it any other way, and they told you that it was just as satisfying,
I'd tell them to stick it up their ass. That's what I'd tell them.
Well, that they would say that's what it's for, Kevin.
No, they, not me. I. Stop impeding my freedoms. Fuck off.
Johnson & Johnson made it, apparently.
Is that what it was? It them?
That's
I don't remember what it was.
Paul says. He says, yes, they have.
It was an anal thing. I just don't remember what it was.
A nicotine suppository. I mean, if you think about it, anything can be delivered that way. I mean,
Absolutely, I'm sure it can.
Some people enjoy that kind of thing, Kevin. I'm not going to judge you. I
it's just something that I remember.
Yeah,
something I was looking forward to. You're gonna what in the what?
So
what?
Speaking of boofing, let's talk about high school bathrooms. Okay.
Oh my God, here we go.
Yeah.
Kingsville School has installed vape detectors in some of its high school bathrooms and says it's making a difference when it comes to drug use at school.
The district expects to get money soon from a lawsuit against a vape manufacturer. News on 6's Amy Slanchik has more.
Vaping drugs.
We've got everything from peach kiwi to apple watermelon to strawberry pina colada.
The vape
All of those sounded good to me, Kevin.
Well, you're an adult.
But they said adults don't like flavors.
But I don't know. You like comics, right?
Kiwi to
peach kiwi.
Apple watermelon.
Apple watermelon. I don't know that I would. I don't think apple and water. I wouldn't like apple and watermelon tea. I don't like watermelon at all, Kevin.
No.
No.
I love watermelon.
Strawberry pina colada.
The vape detectors hanging from the ceilings of some high school bathrooms don't make any noise, but send text and email alerts straight to school administrators.
They can delineate between nicotine. They can delineate between THC, marijuana.
What?
Now,
what?
Really? Let me.
What?
Here, this guy here, Kevin. I mean, does this guy look like he's ever had any fun in his entire life?
I don't. I imagine he's single.
I mean,
and he's got really, really bad wrist.
He's got weepy, like droopy eyes and a narrow nose.
That's because he's tired of his wrist hurting. Now, I will only guess, unless he can explain how, that the particles going into the eye of that device can differentiate between the two. It's possible, I'm sure.
No, I mean, I've seen like free screenshots of the app.
Yeah,
and it does have like an alert for THC.
Two different ones.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty fucking impressive.
So they have a mass spectrometer inside that machine and a little mouse.
Okay, that explains why there's so much. That explains the expense. Okay.
And they tried to use what they call it, high volume liquid filtration testing method, but apparently they couldn't get the machine that small for the yeah.
Well, you just wave your arm around.
Yeah.
Marijuana. We also get alerts if they are being tampered with.
So if you take if you take a shower cap,
yeah,
and a rubber band, apparently,
yeah, sort of,
it must have some sort of vibrational detector on there. Must.
Funny. These fucking smart little kids with all that nicotine in their system, they can still figure shit out, and their brains are boggling. Doing-a-doing.
Doing-a-doing. Look, he's got like a gumball machine on his desk. That's to lure the little kids into his office. Look,
I just waited.
He's probably got a white. He's probably got a white panel van with like the words "free candy" written on the side, like in magic marker or something.
As a fashion statement, though, I'm at my age, I'm thinking about them suspenders. I'm really considering that.
Those are. At least he's not wearing a bow tie,
Oh, okay.
But he's so cool that he has a lanyard around his neck. That is so cool. He probably has a whistle on there or some other like cool thing.
Principal Andrew Morris says the detectors are part of a pilot program that started in February. He says the number of student drug offenses involving marijuana is half of what it was at this time last year. But
well, yeah, duh.
Half of...
He says the district can't rely on technology alone.
Deploying vape detectors in some of our larger restrooms can be a little bit problematic because when you get an alert, now you have a very broad net and you could have 8 to 10 people that are in that restroom that now you have to make the decision of how do I address that concern.
Morris says another way to combat vaping at school is having faculty walk through the restrooms as a deterrent.
Oh, shit, Kevin.
Really? No shit, right? Huh. Wow. Hey, didn't you say that like fucking a year ago or two?
Like
or
800,000 times.
I thought, Jesus, while you're, instead of jacking your meat in the quiet of your own little classroom with the door shut, why don't you take a piss with them? Good Lord.
I don't know about that, but I did say, poking your head in the door. I did clearly say that, but I don't know about all that jacking meat and stuff that you were just. That's not cool, Kevin.
Third tool is education.
It's been a pretty big issue. You see it a lot.
Emma Hubler is the president of Drug Free Youth at Jenks.
We have a few guest speakers that come throughout the year.
Now, what if you go to Jenks school? What is your mascot? I mean, Jenks is like
suspenders.
Jenks is like a clumsy person. They're jinxed.
Oh my goodness!
Is unlucky.
I don't know, but look at the propaganda and the children who can.
Well, they can't even. I mean, look at that. There has to be one kid in that school that has some artistic talent that could draw a better ribbon than that.
I'm not sure. Is that a ribbon?
I mean, that looks kind of like a pink Ebola.
All right.
No, let me go off the rails here for a second.
All right.
Let me go over here.
DFY. What is Drug Free Youth? All right. Well, clearly they don't know their history.
Let me go over here and find an image of Ebola.
Clearly they don't understand humans.
Here, let me open this in a new tab.
I hope none of them are having. It looks like a Coke spoon.
No, I'm telling you, it looks like an Ebola. I have a picture here of an Ebola.
All right.
And I'm gonna make it bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Let me rub it. All right. Now let me go over here.
These are the influential youth of Jenks High School, I'm assuming.
Yeah, let me find this pink Ebola here. Show Ebola.
Why don't those kids do the restroom monitoring?
Look.
Well, there you go. I thought that was a brain worm. All right.
That's an Ebola right there. That is a.
Can you say Ebola?
Ebola. I can say you can't say the corona word, but you can say Ebola. Now, does that not look very much similar to the?
It's similar, yeah.
I mean, I'm just wondering, because that's what that looked like to me. It was a very poor rendition of an Ebola. I'm
just put some red on there to get some attention to us.
Look, it's a little squiggly looking thing here.
Not sure what that means.
More educational programs available to students after the district receives money from the Juul settlement. A spokesperson for the district says it's unclear how much money it will get from the settlement or when it will arrive. But more.
Okay, so
we spent our money.
Now, if I remember correctly, each state that has been successful at the litigation or settled is getting anywhere from like $11 million to $14 million, and that's going to be broken down in each state, I guess, by whatever school district signed on. So you have to divide that amongst all of these school districts, and I'm assuming all of the public school districts in the state signed on to that. So they may get like 25 grand out of that. I mean,
Well,
they're not going to get massive amounts of money for that.
You're not including the pilfering that the state's going to do beforehand.
Oh no, the attorney general is going to get his cut for sure.
He gonna look at that first.
Yeah,
it may just be dispersed over the next 7 years, kids.
Yeah, I mean,
but go ahead and spend your money now.
Go ahead. Yeah, always spend your money before you have it in your bank account, Kevin.
I learned that in junior high. If you've got checks, you can keep writing them. That's what I've heard that.
Just keep going.
Yeah,
keep going. I'm gonna
balance.
You remember, Kevin?
Oh,
you
didn't say there was going to be a test.
A couple weeks ago, I made a snarky tweet about Putin.
Yes, I think I remember that. Something about the vaping and saving people's ass, right?
Yeah. So essentially,
he cares more about smoking.
Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
The Russians decided that they were not going to ban vaping and vapes in their country because that went against the rights and privileges of the people. That people had a right to healthier stuff.
Not that
in Russia,
but they got a right to.
Yeah, in Russia, Kevin. Yeah. So I did tweet this week. I mean, I finally I found it. So here, here's my new tweet because this next piece says first, Russia, essentially a dictatorship, says banning healthy alternatives to smoking violates people's rights. Now, Mexico says banning vaping is unconstitutional.
Bam.
And here, this is from Tobacco Reporter. It says here, Mexico vape ban ruled unconstitutional. So Mexico's ban on the sale of e-cigarettes is unconstitutional. The nation's top arbiter ruled, according to Reuters. The second chamber of the Supreme Court found that the presidential decree that established the prohibition contravenes freedom of commerce. The ruling permits only retailers who were parties to the case to sell e-cigarettes. However, if other retailers want to sell e-cigarettes, they must file their own court cases to declare the unconstitutionality of the ban in their specific instance. Alberto Gomez Hernandez, policy manager of the World Vapers Alliance, welcomed the decision of Mexico's High Court, saying that the decree violates not only the freedom of trade of the companies, but also the right to health of Mexican adults. Mexicans should be free to decide how they consume nicotine, Gomez said in a statement. The declaration of unconstitutionality was carried out in an amparo lawsuit, a type of lawsuit in Mexico through which a company can seek legal protection or permission not to abide by regulation that violates its rights. I think every company should have the right to ignore any regulation that violates its rights.
I encourage it.
Yes, the general ban will stay in place since the ruling applies only to that specific case and the business. So that particular company said, well, we're going to use this amparo law and we're going to sue under that so that only we can sell electronic cigarettes and we're going to make billions.
That's right.
Billions.
Gazillions.
The general ban will stay in place since the ruling applies only to that specific case. Although the ruling does not establish jurisprudence, we hope that the government or the judiciary will reverse the ban soon, said Gomez. The ban has failed. It has aggravated the public health problem of smoking in Mexico. It has created a huge black market controlled by mafias, the cartels.
But there's no. What is this black market you speak of?
No, there's no such thing.
Okay.
Mitch Zeller said it was never going to happen. I believe Mitch.
Okay. All right. I was wondering. scared me for a minute.
I mean, he's a very smart man, and he said that that's never going to happen. I have it on audio. Mexico needs to abandon the ban and adopt a strategy that includes the use of less harmful nicotine products as a smoking cessation tool. It should follow the example of Sweden, which is about to become the first smoke-free country, and the UK, which promotes the use of vapes to quit smoking. Now, I'm almost 100% sure that vapes are not legal. Vapes are not legal in Mexico.
Mexico?
Or not Mexico. In Sweden. I think snus are legal, but I don't think that vaping is legal.
I'm not sure.
Let me look over here. I got a private message from Paul.
No.
Who is begging to come and talk and say Merry Christmas. Let me click on the button over here. Now he's going to want to talk about Australia, but I ain't talking about Australia. I already gave them what
well,
this ain't all about Australia, yo. There's not a damn thing we can do about Australia now.
No, probably not.
Nope. Not if Colin Mendelssohn's leaving. He's the smartest guy in the whole country, and they done run him off.
Him and Alex.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let me open this one here. This is about taxes, Kevin. Something that we've been saying for a long time.
Well,
not Texas, taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently in the Philippines, they've only been like vape friendly for a short amount of time. Like they were very un-vape friendly for a while, and then they had a president, the crazy Duterte guy. He was very unfriendly to vaping. But anyway, it says here, vapes have real impact on declining tobacco excise tax collections. This is a country that is admitting, hey, this is really hurting our bottom line.
Damn country.
Yeah. So this is from Felane Mickey Cervantes. It says here, a leader of the House of Representatives said Tuesday that tobacco excise tax revenues are likely to continue to decline as the e-cigarette sector takes a bigger share of the market. During the hearing of the House Ways and Means Committee panel chair, Albe Rep. Joey Salcida, I said his name right, Salcida, said the substitution effect from tobacco to e-cigarettes is having a real impact on tobacco excise tax collections. Salcida noted that the Bureau of Internal Revenue, the BIR, expects a decline of at least 11% in excise tax collections this year.
Bam.
Statista projects a e-cigarette sector to be 13.244 billion pesos in size. So if you divide that by 50, the current exchange rate is somewhere between 48 pesos to $1 and 50 pesos to $1. So if you divide that by 50, it's still a lot of fucking money. Don't get me wrong. It's hundreds of millions of dollars. Using just freebase rates and average prices, the industry should be paying at least 5.56 billion Philippine pesos, he said. So yeah, they're drop. That's a significant decline, Kev. 13.2 to 5.5 bill. That's a lot. He pointed out that vapes offer more value for money in terms of puffs, hence the shift with 10,000 puffs for each e-cigarette pack with the price of 490 pesos. So again, that's about $11, $9, somewhere around there. Compared to 300 puffs for each cigarette pack priced at 125 pesos. So if you think about that, Kevin, a pack of cigarettes in the Philippines costs $2.25. That is, or $2.50. Yeah. Vape sale is not yet particularly classified as an industry of its own under the Philippine Standard Industrial Classification, Salcida said, suggesting that the PSIC should classify. I lost my spot there. Should classify the manufacture and sale of electronic cigarettes as a separate industry class to improve monitoring. I agree. Do not allow them to make it tobacco. In the same hearing, he lauded the Bureau of Customs, led by Commissioner Bienvenido Rubio, for the actions it has taken to fight illicit trade in electronic cigarettes, as the Bureau presented its findings on the 1.5 million electronic cigarettes found in a Venezuela warehouse that were already smuggled. The stocks marked manufactured by Flava Corporation are suspected to have evaded 728 million in Philippine pesos in excise taxes and 84 million in value-added tax, because they do have a VAT over there. The report of the Bureau of Customs is complete, concise, and actionable. I would like to congratulate Commissioner Rubio, Assistant Commissioner Vincent Philip Marianella, and the staff in charge of the entire process for the way they handled this. So anyway, there's a lot of shit there, but a substantial loss in excise tax due to vaping. How big is the Philippine tobacco black market? Bastard says it's huge. It is. I mean, every black market in the Philippines is huge. Gigantic, even. Massive.
So you're saying that they like this money and they're missing it?
Well, they're missing some of it. Well, Kevin, the Philippine economy is not massive, by the way. I mean, they used to produce product for export. Like they had huge dole plantations there where they, grew fruits and stuff for the world. Yeah. They still produce probably the best rum on the face of the earth, Tanduay rum, which I can't get here in Texas, which is sad because the last time I was in the Philippines, I brought back half a case of Tanduay rum. Don't tell customs because they just waved me through. Customs.
They said we understand and let you go, right?
They said, "What were you in the Philippines for?" I said, "I was getting married." And they're like, "Go on."
Rum. Next time they ask you when you come back through, just say rum and see what they do.
Where has all the rum gone? I think I have this much rum in the bottom of a Tanduay bottle in my wine refrigerator.
That makes you sad, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, because I'm not going back anytime soon. But
now, do you have the main one as well?
The main one, what? Yes, I told you I have the main. It's in here somewhere.
All right.
It's in here somewhere. Quick,
very telling little story.
Here. Well, let's bring the Tic Tac in. He's been sitting for a few minutes in the back room here.
Tick. Geekhead. He's like, fuck both of you. I ain't done doing what I'm doing. Fuck you.
No. G'day, boys. How are you?
He's like, no. What's up? How is it in the land down under?
Oh, Lord.
A bit warm.
A bit warm. It was it's in the middle of winter here. It was 75 degrees today, Kevin.
Oh, I think it was 40s here.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with.
And it was humid and muggy. It was sprinkling most of the day.
You deserve it.
Yeah. We're not going to have a white Christmas.
Oh.
I'm so not sad.
Yeah, uncaring.
Yeah, I moved to Texas to get away from the white stuff.
That's right.
Yeah,
exactly right.
Did you see? Did you? This has nothing to do with anything, but this last 2 weeks or so, Kiss, the rock band Kiss, they performed their final 2 shows at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And then immediately announced this new thing. They went in and did hours and hours and hours of mocap, and they put their likenesses into an AI their movement, their facial expression. They had little dots on their faces, and they're going to send out. They're gonna send out AI Kiss on tour.
Oh wow! Okay.
No. Oh wow. Yeah, that's just a little bit trippy.
They showed like segments of it, like on YouTube. There's a where they're beginning the process of like, because they can make them say anything they want them to say now. They're AI. They're going to be AI responsive. They're going to throw the set list in. It has every live recording of Kiss ever, and somehow the AI is going to take all of the different live renditions of Kiss that are in the computer and generate a different show for each town that they go on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, they're saying that they will be immortal. Like they're essentially they're gonna continue to make money by sending this light show out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this. I mean, we've got AI content for the Rumble for later, but I mean, just the idea that they can program your likeness, or they can capture your likeness into the computer. The computer can generate like every outfit that you've ever worn, and they can mix and match and do all sorts of shit and just send out. And if they do record any new songs, they don't have to go on tour. They can just put the new songs into the program, and the fake them will play them.
That's probably a very good way of putting it. The fake them. Yeah.
It's like when what's his name toured with Michael Jackson as a hologram.
Oh,
yeah, they have it, and it will be in 3D. Yeah, Steve is like it's they're using Lucas. They were actually at ILM where they do the Mandalorian on the projected soundstage. So like the entire TV show The Mandalorian is done on a set in a soundstage, even the parts that look like they're outside, and they have the entire it's like the dome in Las Vegas where they project stuff onto the dome and you think that you're not inside. It's really weird. If you see any footage of U2's doing a current residency in Vegas at this place called The Dome, and it's this big, huge dome, and you go inside, and it's got all sorts of shit projected on the walls that looks like you're not there.
Yeah. Neat.
No, bastard, they're not going to be pre-recorded. These are AI. These are going to be an AI Paul, an AI Gene, an AI Eric Carr, and an AI. His name is Tommy Thayer. That's the current iteration of the band, and it's designed to respond to the crowd. If you scream something, they will answer you. So it will not be pre-recorded. The AI will be playing the instruments and making a different show everywhere they go because it's all AI generated.
Think of the tour bus.
They're going to just replace everybody, Kevin. I'm going to put myself into the AI so that I don't have to come on here and bitch every Friday. It'll just be AI me coming up here to bitch.
All you need is a screen and a projector. There you go. Probably more than that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Neat.
Wow. But yes, Kevin, the main article that you've been nagging me about is the next one in the show notes.
I do like to nag.
I know you're like an old woman.
Don't be going all AI on me yet.
I don't know how they could program an AI grumpy old Kevin, because
that'd be fun to watch.
But according to this, it's 39 degrees in Augusta, Maine right now, Kevin.
And that's why I don't live with my family. There's a reason.
Yeah. Fucking Maine people.
No.
That's where the
not
super liberals and the super conservatives all live next door to each other.
Look at these two.
Yeah. Yep. So it says here, Maine panel looks to ensure settlement funds target tobacco use prevention.
No, Patrick, when was this fucking thing signed? 1998, right?
What? The Master Settlement Agreement?
Yeah. Okay. I got more questions.
Well, let me read some of this. A study paneling long-term public health needs in Maine expressed support Monday for creating a separate trust to oversee tobacco settlement funds. The idea is to promote long-term planning and to help insulate the funds from lawmakers so the money will target tobacco use prevention and other public health programs. We're going to establish this trust because we think, from a financial perspective, putting the money in a box that is controlled by public health funding is a good idea and not subject to the whims of the legislative process or the electoral box, said Representative Jack Descharmes. He's a Republican from Madison, but rather sound ideas for public health. Maine is one of 46 states to receive funds each year from tobacco manufacturers as part of a settlement reached in 1998. The states sued the manufacturers for illness and death caused by tobacco use, according to the Maine Public Health Association. Funds are designated for programs that include smoking prevention, obesity, prenatal care, dental and oral care, and substance abuse prevention. That is not true.
Well, that's what they're going to use it for. Or they are. Sorry. That's what it's for.
Well, it says funds are designated for programs. It doesn't say
carts,
funds. We want the funds to be because as of the last time I read the Master Settlement Agreement, nowhere in that agreement does it say where the funds should go.
That's correct.
Nowhere. And I've had other people tell me, "Oh, I thought it said that." No, it doesn't. Not anywhere in there does it make any suggestion that the funds should be spent in any way, shape, or form
to reduce smoking on youth.
Does
as
not,
close as you can get.
Does not say this amount of money should go to there and this amount of money should go to there. Nope, nowhere. It all goes into the general fund of each state's budget, and the states can do whatever the fuck they want with it because they have the money now, and you don't have the right to sue the company yourself because the state did it for you and took all the money.
And Michigan bought golf carts. Yep.
And they agreed to give away your right to legal recompense for yourself.
And you're welcome, including, Paul, if you didn't know, and you might, North or South Carolina helped fund tobacco barns.
What? What?
Oh, yeah. I can't help that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's new. And
Addie says he emailed me Lindsay's master settlement payouts for Maine.
Oh yeah,
which are not Lindsay's. They're, I mean, that's a spreadsheet that's been available everywhere for 100 years. She just copied it and put her name on it. It has been. I mean, I'm not thinking that up.
Tobacco-free kids. That's the only useful thing they do every year.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Yeah. So it says Maine cigarette tax. They 100 and 12.8. I'm assuming that's million. MSA payments 48.6 million.
Yeah.
Total tobacco monies 161 million. And it says TC funding. I'm assuming that's tobacco education funded, TC funded. Is 13.9 million. So that's how much they've spent.
Wow.
So yeah, the totals are, I mean, obviously Campaign for Tobacco Free Kids puts out a report each year.
Yep.
And puts out a like a report card for each state with an estimate and a chiding remark about how they have wasted the money on something that they shouldn't have wasted it on. And everybody just ignores everything that they say, except for when Matt Meyer shows up and says, I'll write you a check.
And Rand Paul says that they were testing kids with cigarettes. That's, he gets his thing in there every year.
Every year they do that.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. So it says here, the Blue Ribbon Commission to design a plan for sustained investment in preventing disease and improving the health of Maine communities voted Monday to recommend to legislators that the tobacco funds be governed by a new separate entity. The entity would direct funds for tobacco prevention, public health activities, and interventions addressing issues related to health equity. What the fuck is that? Health equity. According to language reviewed Monday. I've been hearing that word a lot. Equity. Now, as an investor, I know what the word equity means in that sense.
Yeah.
But the way they're using it, equity, it doesn't mean what the dictionary says that word means. I know. I mean,
fair.
I wonder what they're investing in. That's probably a good question.
Well, I mean, in your country, in Australia, you have a socialized healthcare system.
Yeah, correct.
So you have equality supposedly built right into your system. Everybody gets healthcare.
Or sort of, kind of now.
Right. I mean, I'm sure that, certain people probably get better care than other people. And it may not be, rich people. Well, I guess it could be because they probably live in the more well-to-do areas where there are better hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Than people that live in less fancy neighborhoods that have regular hospitals.
Yeah.
And the fancier hospitals probably have the more highly educated people working there.
No.
No.
The very interesting part about that is a lot of the top doctors here in Australia, they actually choose to work now in the hospitals with not such a big budget.
Why?
For two reasons. Because a lot of them have found the semi-privatized hospitals where you can go in as a public patient, but you can actually pay for an upgrade. So you can get your own room and everything like that. They don't like that system. So they've moved away from that system, and they're now seeing more patients in lower socioeconomic because they want to give them the same health benefits as the higher paying patient.
Does the doctor working in the fancier hospital make more money than the doctor not working in the fancy hospital?
It equals out because, that actually equals out now because they still charge the same thing coming through the Medicare system. So they're both being paid similar fees for what they're doing, but they're seeing the disparity between the private semi-private healthcare system and the public system now.
Okay, so I get what you're saying. So it's not necessarily the fancier hospital, it's the facility that has the smartest bookkeeper who does the coding that gets paid the best.
Correct.
That's the same here then. That's the same
now
here.
you got it. Now you got it. That's a better way to put it. That's a better way to put it. Yeah.
Except that here,
yep,
we get paid by the insurance companies or Medicare based on what billing codes are assigned to our visits and what treatments are provided. And we have massive amounts of fraud.
Yes.
I'm assuming that the same could be said for Australia.
The fraud. The fraud here is out of control.
Codes. So
the fraud here is out of control. Simple as that.
So okay, it's the same but different.
Yeah.
The same but different. All right. Yeah. Let's see. That would mean lawmakers would have to find funds for other programs now supported by the settlement money, including Maine care reimbursements, substance use interventions, and Head Start. See, now I don't have a problem with master settlement money going for substance use interventions and Head Start. I don't know what Maine care reimbursement is. It's probably the state Medicare replacement. But I don't have a problem with substance use interventions and Head Start is an educational program for at-risk kids, so just sounds like somebody's being stingy now. It's been going this way since 1998, Kevin, and they're deciding now that they just sounds like they're being a little stingy now.
And also, if I can be wrong, I've been wrong before. The CHIP program, Children's Health Insurance Program, I believe. I don't know all the things that they throw this money to, but I believe I've seen that in some of the states that have this. So,
well, I mean,
it's all. I don't know for
CHIP
sure.
CHIP is good. It gets moms that don't have money to buy milk for their babies, money to buy milk for their babies. That's I mean, I'm not a socialist, but I'm all for milk, giving milk to babies. I'm not going to be an asshole that says we shouldn't give milk to babies, and feed pregnant mamas. So I don't have a problem with that. So I don't know, Kevin. Like, it seems like it's a bunch of jerks trying to.
Well, I told you I had a question or two. They did this in 1998, right?
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh Jesus, we look at all this money we got. What are we going to do?" Well, Bob, we got to get this and that because you need new pencils, right? Because you look at your desk, you need a new desk. So they thought, well, this is never going to go away. Now, when you're going to purposely tax people because it's a sin to be a cigarette smoker, a person who smokes cigarettes, but if we want them to quit, we're going to have to plan our demise. That's the business plan. This plan is to deteriorate yourselves out of existence. No, that's not how it works, because now you got more people paying the taxes in the 90s, and then now we got a few less people, so we got to raise those taxes because there's less people paying them. So in 25 years, nobody thought, Jesus, we actually need a budget and we need to figure out how this is going to work.
Well, no, I mean, what happened, a bunch of these states decided to take out bonds. Those bonds were due like 5-10 years ago now. They had to refinance at a higher interest rate.
Checks they didn't have, right? Yeah.
Spending money that you don't have. And now they're upset that obviously some of these people are probably like, well, what do you mean we haven't been spending money on tobacco education programs? What?
Who's watching the fucking store?
Yeah. Now, I do actually have a story somewhere in this list of shit that we're going to talk about tonight that specifically talks about the fact that they haven't been spending any money on tobacco education programs, public service announcements, and stuff that we've talked about ad nauseum. We couldn't find any PSAs or public health campaigns that were anti-smoking in the last 10 years. It's all been anti-vaping.
Yeah.
And they haven't been spending any money on telling people not to smoke.
What a waste of fucking time.
Yeah, let's see. Let's go over here. Let's go over here to the UK, Kev. and Tic Tac. If this window will load. It takes forever. And then I gotta rub it. I gotta make it a little bit. I gotta get that fluffer in here. All right, here we go.
The fluffer.
Where's that fucking mute button? There it is. I'm tired of that. Tired of it, Kevin. With the freaking junk drawer. Well, tired of it. Anyway, this is here. Smoking decline stalls since COVID as more. Oh shit! I said the fucking word. As more young people take up the habit. Study. This is from Areola Foster. Oh no.
Yeah.
Ariella, not Areola. That was a mistake.
Careful.
Yeah.
Oh, we just moved down.
Yeah.
Doomberg. Oh.
All right, it says here, a decades-long decline in smoking in England it has nearly ground to a halt since the pandemic, a study suggests. The rate of decline slowed from 5.2 in the years before the pandemic to just 0.3% between April 2020 and August of 2022, according to the research. Now, am I wrong in thinking that the thing was still running pretty strong in 2022?
You're not wrong.
Okay, so people were stressed out, Kevin. People were afraid. The government was telling them they had to stay at home. They couldn't send their kids to school. Couldn't gather in groups of more than two.
That's about the time where it started to change. But yeah, it was still. You got to wait 3 weeks.
Everybody had to go get poked with a needle. All sorts of stuff. People are dying on the streets.
Yeah,
they had semi trucks full of dead bodies and all that stuff. That was still going on.
Yeah,
a little bit in April of 2020.
Yeah.
So those people were upset and stressed. And what do the people do that are upset and stressed, Kevin? They
21, right?
They get their nicotine, Kevin.
And booze.
Yeah. So I mean, we all know that the liquor industry made a killing during the thing.
Yes, it did.
Here in Texas, you could even get whiskey delivered to your front door. They made so much money doing it that they still do it now.
I bet they do.
They didn't even stop once the all clear was sounded, and
no. Why would they?
We didn't even close the state up here like the other places did, but you can get whiskey delivered right to your house. Actually, I have a bottle right over there.
Yeah,
Jefferson's, aged at sea.
Did you have it delivered?
Rye whiskey that was delivered to the house. Now, the sad thing is, though, Kevin, is they just built a brand new liquor store. So where I live is very much a residential area. There's like a convenience store that's 2 blocks away. They built a brand new like junior college, like 4 blocks away.
Yeah.
And they built a huge liquor store between my neighborhood and the neighborhood over there.
Yeah, well, because they went, well, where's Where's Patrick live? Oh, well,
And-
let's build there.
And there is nothing else. There is no other retail. There is nothing there. There's this neighborhood, a convenience store, and across the street, right next to the new junior college, a massive liquor store.
There you go. Hello, MD83.
Yeah, we got to.
I'm not against that.
I've never seen that on an ex person comment in the combined chat before. I've never seen that before.
That's awesome.
Interesting. It says joined.
I'm not sure. Years ago in the cab industry, we could not deliver alcohol or tobacco because it would have to be purchased and then resold.
Yeah.
So we lost that game for quite some time, and now you can. But at the time, you could not. Weird. So
Bastard is saying that he wanders into his pub and he asks himself whether he should have a beer or should he have aircon that day.
Must have beer.
So he's down there in the prison colony too. He's one of those inmates to the penitentiary of Australia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good word for it.
Yeah. Well, it is a penal colony, and I don't like saying penal because Kevin will get excited.
Oh yeah, I do. I start giggling.
So anyway, the lead researcher said it was likely more young people had taken up smoking and that urgent measures were needed. The government said it was taking bold action to make England smoke-free, including raising the legal age. Well, it's 18. It is 18 currently in the British Isles for buying cigarettes. So if they raise it to 21, they're not going to take a big hit, and they already have a massive black market already. So it's okay. Nobody's going to be losing any money. I promise you. Promise you.
Cares.
Yeah. The government said it was. I read that. Based on surveys with 101,960 adults representative of the population, researchers estimated 16.2 smoked in June of 2017, falling to 15.1% by the start of the pandemic. So they don't give you any. You know what I'm saying? Estimated 16.2. So it went down 1.1% at this. So from 2017 to whenever that thing started that I can't name on the show because I don't want
April.
Only 1.1% decline. So that could be a 2-year number. I think 19 is probably a good number to say that's when it started. By the start of the pandemic in March of 2020, but just 15% in August of 2022. Since when the come on, BBC, you're supposed to know how to use this language better than me. It's really throwing off my reading cadence here. Slower rate of decline has remained consistent. The throw an extra "the" in there just really throws everything off when I'm trying to be all professional when I'm reading here and shit,
Paul, stop him, will you? Mute him for a second.
Nobody. I am the God. I have the God button.
The God button.
I am the God of hellfire.
See, I can mute Kevin right in or Paul right in the middle of his shit. See? I have never, ever wielded the mute button as a weapon until Kevin started playing in his junk drawer.
That's right.
It's all Kevin's fault.
Yeah.
Making me look like an inconsiderate despot over here.
Imbecile. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have a whole lot to do with that, but
I'm trying to decide. I bought my wife a new iPhone.
Yeah.
For her birthday / Christmas.
Yeah.
But I still have to buy some little gifts to put under the tree so she has something to open. And she bought me this really fancy computer with 2 monitors.
Yeah.
Right before, last month or whatever. So I really don't need anything.
Yeah.
So I have to make up shit for her to buy me. So I'm I'm gonna buy a turntable for my computer so that I can DJ on the computer. And convert vinyl records to digital. Because I do have quite a few. So there. I have a Harlan Ellison LP right behind me on the shelf of him reading some of his own short stories that I would convert.
See,
that's super nerdy for all you sci-fi nerds out there. Harlan Ellison is the Mac daddy of being a smart ass. He was a jerk when they interviewed him. He was like he was smarter than everyone. He's like me. He was an asshole. And I love him for it. Anyway, the study suggests 120% rise in the proportion of people giving up during the pandemic and a 40% rise in the number of attempts to quit. But these were offset by a rise in the number of people taking up the habit, including increase amongst the 18 to 24s. In 2019, the government set a target for England to be smoke-free by 2030. Now, Kevin,
what?
Just to be clear, when these people say smoke-free, they mean less than 5%. Or 5%.
Well, they mean less. Yeah, the 5% is the target, and the years keep getting moved. So
and I mean, but they when they say smoke-free, they're not really saying we're not going to let anybody smoke.
No.
The camera came unlocked.
I don't think it'll be 5. I don't think you'll ever see 5 worldwide, global. I'm saying 10.
You throw in the LMICs, Kevin. It's never going to happen.
It will never happen.
Yeah,
I'd say maybe 8%, 9%, but no way in the world 5%.
Hey, finally we got another girl in the room. Southern Vapor showed up.
I say 10, Paul. I did that like 5 years ago on a blog, and I love the effort of their stupidity, but I don't trust them, and they can't survive without it. The Philippines just said so, and so did the state of Maine. So slowly but surely, they're just going to collapse upon themselves if they don't ban everything pretty much everywhere.
They're going to ban anything that people like, Kevin. They're going with smoking. They're going to go after that. Then they're going to go after like masturbation. They're going to ban that.
Hey, careful now.
They're gonna ban sweet sugary drinks. They're gonna do all that.
They're not banning Zippos though, or Bic, are they?
No, because Zippos are cool. You can you can flick those, and
I love my Zippos.
They make a satisfying sound. So it says here, social isolation. Lead author Dr. Sarah Jackson of ACL's Institute of Epidemiology and Healthcare told BBC News the results suggested a step change. Not a steep change, but a step change in young people smoking at the start of the pandemic. I really think that that's supposed to be steep. But anyway, it definitely does seem like progress is reducing the number of young adults taking up smoking has slowed down. That means that more young people are picking it up. Researchers noted higher levels of stress and social isolation among young adults during the pandemic. We had a friend who wrote a study about that, and she got criticized and canceled off of X for a whole year right after she published that paper, Kevin.
Imagine that.
Oddly enough. But Dr. Jackson said other factors could also be to blame and warned against complacency. And here's some quit line numbers that and it says uniquely lethal. I should have named the show Uniquely Lethal, Kevin, but I did name the show Digital AR-15 tonight because there's an article later on that has something to do with Al Gore that we're going to talk about the Digital AR-15 when we go over to the Rumble. Because we wouldn't want to say those words here. It is really concerning. There has been the assumption that we had solved the problem with smoking among young people, she said. Young adults may start smoking because they believe e-cigarettes were equally bad for them, Dr. Jackson said.
What?
Well, could it be all of your fucking misinformation and unscientific BS that's been spread by people with PhDs all over the world that has scared people away from a logical, safer alternative? Could be. There has been a lot of talk about vaping, and there has been a lot of real disconnect about the risks of vaping and the risks of smoking among young people, she said. The risks of vaping are substantially lower than the risks of smoking. Smoking is uniquely lethal, yet most of the concern is about young people vaping. The researchers supported a government proposal to raise the smoking age, which would mean a child turning 14 this year could never legally buy cigarettes. Now, see, I do have a problem with them banning people's behavior in the future.
Oh, I don't. Double plus good.
But I don't like the idea that
it won't work. It's not.
That means that people in the future are less free than people in the past.
Must mean they're putting up chocolate rations again.
But Patrick, I don't even know how to say this. The generation, to me, by and large, doesn't understand that. They want to be taken care of and pampered and fucked.
Some of these lemmings actually are like the idea of the government telling them that they can't do something that
they don't understand why they don't or shouldn't.
I mean,
they're not being told.
I mean, Paul lives in a semi-socialist country down there in the prison colony.
Right.
I mean, they have a lot of rules that we don't have.
Oh wow!
They gave up their.
I'm already explaining
they
to
gave up their
Logan.
rights, during the thing. There were like drones flying around, and the drone camera picked you up, and
Logan's 5 years old.
More than two people standing 5 foot apart that they would go over and harass them until they separated and stuff.
Logan at 5.
They gave up their. They don't actually have what we call free speech in some of these countries either. We take for granted the whole free speech thing, but
they want to get rid of that too.
There are I know we're one of the few countries that actually supposedly have.
The press doesn't even understand
freedom of speech, and when we get to the digital AR-15, Kevin, you're going to hear that topic in more detail.
Logan at 5 years old understands these words. I don't answer questions. He's 5. I want my pop instead of the attorney. It's me. And I'm legal counsel.
Look, I mean, during the thing, if you were in some of these countries and you said something negative about the government's response to the thing,
yeah, I know,
you could be punished for saying negative things about the government's.
Just can't. I don't understand.
So I mean, we have freedoms here that we take for granted that our friends.
What's cool?
Even Paul
brother's fucking name doesn't even understand freedom of assembly, right? Peaceful assembly.
Yeah.
And the kids eating ramen noodles, and he's it's right here. It's in the Constitution,
Now, but Kevin, the definition of a peaceful assembly has changed.
Well, yes.
I mean,
as long as nobody actually dies.
During the thing, we actually had cities that were being put on fire because of the peaceful protests that were going on. There were businesses that were looted and burned to the ground during these peaceful protests.
Yeah.
I don't want to get onto that topic, Kevin. I'm just saying, that's very peaceful. The Radio Shack got burnt to the ground, and the Starbucks' windows all got smashed, and now it's illegal in California if you own a business and somebody comes in and shoplifts for you to stop them.
And there you go.
Yeah. So I shouldn't pick on Australia for being a socialist paradise when we're slowly becoming one, or at least
we
parts
ourselves
of our country are slowly becoming one.
Well, please don't look to Australia for any help whatsoever because we fucked everything up here. Simple.
Hey, but they do have a new NCIS Australia.
Oh, don't go there.
I did notice that.
I watched one episode and it's absolute rubbish.
I assumed.
It's not written by Belisaro, so no, it's useless. I've watched it. No, don't go there. Thanks for that.
Michelle,
the only,
so you know, I'm Junior Mints, just so you know.
The only one that I liked was the one in New Orleans. So,
Yeah, that wasn't bad, actually. That one. Yeah.
Because, I knew all the places where they were at. I was like, oh, I've been there. I threw up off of that balcony. I've been to that bar. I flashed a whole bunch of girls in that bar when I was wearing.
By the way,
kilt.
Paul, one of my nephews was over in your mainland over there a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Big fucking. I don't know what the big arena was that he was near. He wasn't in it, but he was on a music tour.
Was it the Opera House?
I don't know. I didn't ask him, but it was a weird looking, space looking building, and I was like, I recognize it. I don't know what it is.
The Sydney or Melbourne Opera House, the one that looks.
Yeah, they were doing a tour, a musical tour, and he was over there. He's back home now.
Was he over here with the Foo Fighters?
Oh, I don't think so. He may have been, but I don't. He's not in that tour that I knew of.
Would have been either Sydney Stadium or down in Melbourne, one of the two.
And I'm not sure that he was. I don't believe he was playing that venue. I just believe they were touring over there and were in the area. And they went, "Hey, that's beautiful. Let's do this." So yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That looks like
that's one thing. We've got some very cool venues, but
yeah. It's
other than that, we
electronic. It's electronic, eclectic music that they're doing. Lots of visual stuff. So yeah. Anyway, all season.
So Raj really wants to know what your opinion of NCIS Sydney was.
Oh, Rod, they can go fuck themselves. It's bullshit. Fucking no.
Thank you, Ron, for the question.
Fuck.
In fact, you could ask him again just because it's funny.
No, because then he'll say the C word, and then we'll get in trouble.
Well, you never know.
Hey, I've been a good boy. I don't use that word often, unless it's in person, and I'll call it to you straight to your face.
The research funded by Cancer Research UK and published in the journal BMC Medicine also suggests between April of 2020 and August of 2022, smoking decreased among 45 to 65-year-olds. The stall in the decline of smoking was most pronounced among advantaged social groups, the rich folks and educated. The former smokers relapsing back to the habit may also account for some of the slowing of the decline, because you have brainwashed them into, not vaping because you've told them that vaping is bad. The switch to home working during pandemic may have contributed to loneliness and poor mental health, making people less inclined to quit smoking, the researchers said. But manual workers may have had more financial disruption, leading to smoking becoming less affordable. And we already know if you have limited funds, you're either going to buy food and pay your bills, or you're going to buy cigarettes. And most often than not, people are, maybe I'll pay my electric bill next week and buy a carton of cigarettes this week. I've made that Sophie's choice in the past. The charity Action on Smoking and Health said smoking rates would decline in response to government action as they had historically. The ambitious program recently announced by the government can put us on track, Chief Executive Deborah Arnott said, but no time must be lost in turning words into action. The Department of Health and Social Care said it had doubled funding for stop smoking services, helping 360,000 people quit, and was planning to provide 1 million free vapes to smokers. Wales has a 2030 smoke-free target, while Scotland's is 2034.
Yeah. You know,
Never
I
gonna happen.
always hear in these valiant efforts that this is the time, we're going to do it this time. And I've been hearing that for the better part of 10 years. Every article like that says the same fucking thing.
Yeah, the same
I'm
darn
tired.
thing. Kevin, with your your F-bombs are more frequent since Paul showed up. I'm just saying.
It's that peer pressure, I guess.
I bring that out in people.
starting to worry a little bit. But, hey, Kev and Paul. Hey, Kev and Paul.
Yes.
Do you know what time it is?
What time? What time is it?
Vape cats. Tweet.
It's time for the Vape Cats X of the Week.
We have a couple tweets. We have a couple tweets to show, or X posts, or whatever you want to call it, because
they're tweets.
Kevin refuses to use any other verbiage.
Tweet.
Twitter
tweet.
So Kev, this week,
what
I saw people. AVM was so happy to have a scoop this week.
Oh, my neck hurts.
And I hate to be like a negative Nelly, but I'm putting one of my own tweets out here.
Go on,
go on. But
it's bad self.
AVM posted that they had a big scoop that some guys had written a letter, and I'm like, look, great, a firmly worded letter. FDA Tobacco has a special filing cabinet where they store firmly worded letters demanding that they answer questions. This one will be stored next to the former Iowa AG Tom Miller's and Wisconsin Senator and Chairman of the Committee on Homeland Security and Government Affairs, Ron Johnson's numerous letters demanding answers and ignored invitations to appear in front of committees. Ron Johnson, when he years ago, well, he's still the chairman for the Committee on Homeland Security and Government Affairs. Like, he demanded that FDA appear in front of his committee.
Yeah.
With a firmly worded letter, Kevin.
And they said, fuck you.
Is this the same drawer where they keep all the mic cunts?
And I'm like, sure, they, Rand Paul and Joe Manchin and Ted Budd, they wrote a nice letter, don't get me wrong.
Tom Cole.
Bishop Cole. Both of them guys wrote letters.
Ted Budd. Does that mean you can chop him up and roll him up? What's going on?
I'm just like, firmly worded letters don't do shit.
Yep, that's right.
Historically, I'm
really mad now.
We have historical precedents on these firmly worded letters, Karen.
I'm really mad.
I did a second tweet where I tagged these three fellows over here, Manchin and Paul and Bud, and I said, Karen's write firmly worded letters. I said, if you really want something, I was gonna say what I really was gonna say in the tweet was, high tea manly men, they fucking write subpoenas.
There you go.
But I didn't say that.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true fact.
What I did say was that if you want something to happen, subpoenas are going to be the way to go, bros.
Hands around necks is what I want to see.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I know that there was a lot of people that were like yipping this fucking letter.
Yep.
And sorry.
I believe I retweeted it.
Letters don't do fucking shit to note. I mean, nada. Sorry, bros. And I know that there was a lot of people that were really, and they're like, yay. And I'm just like, sorry.
Not so much.
Like, if I hadn't been here for as long as I've been here, I might be near as excited as you are about fucking letters. But
now I'm going to use a word that might get Paul all in a flutter. But are you tainted?
Tainted. I'm jaded, maybe, but I'm not tainted.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to call it. We're not going to talk about taints. So yeah.
We taint? Okay.
No, I
and then Brad Rodew.
Oh
yeah.
Brad Rodew sent a tweet out that said FDA grants Ohio State University $20 million to trash Zyn nicotine pouches, and then there's a tiny URL right here. To Tobacco Truth, where he goes into detail. It says 10 Ohio State University faculty members led by Brittany Keller Hamilton published a study in the Journal of Addiction, concluding that 2 strengths of Zyn nicotine pouches, 3 and 6, did not relieve craving symptoms at 5 minutes as strongly as a cigarette. They also reported that using 6 milligram pouches was associated with greater plasma nicotine delivery at 30 minutes than 3 milligram pouches or a cigarette. The OSU authors emphasized only one time point for assessing craving relief, 5 minutes after using the products. They likely knew that cigarettes would win this contest, as no one expects a nicotine pouch to produce a blood nicotine spike as quickly as an inhaled cigarette. I didn't even need to have a PhD, Kevin.
5 minutes.
Longer. It takes longer for your body to absorb it. It's going in here at the gum.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as efficient as a transfer point as the fucking lungs, where oxygen and whatever is carried in the oxygen is given directly to the blood system.
Yep.
So yes,
Crazy.
It's not gonna.
Crazy, isn't it?
I'll take a $20 million check if you want, and I'll write that down.
What is it you wanted to say again? Okay, I spelled my name right. Thank you.
So
that's all it takes.
I wasn't.
Dr. Rodew's pretty astute at finding things like that.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Here, I hit the wrong button when I was.
Yeah, that's it.
Look at you.
See, I was reading this the whole time right here. So anyway, the snark is so much easier to see when you're reading it, But yeah,
that's right.
That
was my bad.
Does this mean that we can start a university and ask for money from the FDA?
I think
we just need somebody who knows how to write a grant request or a grant proposal. We don't even have to have a university.
Anyone in the crowd know how to do this? Because this is money for jam.
I think Mario probably has somebody that writes grant proposals for her. But usually most academics have somebody who is a paralegal or an attorney or somebody that specifically knows how to do that. Because it has to be done in a certain process.
Well, it sounds like we can have a letter written and we can get money for jam.
I don't want to write a firmly worded letter.
You could sign it, Karen.
Yeah. Well, I was actually gonna open the letter and say, "G'day, cunts. How can I have some money? How can I have some money?"
He just lied. He lied. He said he doesn't say that word anymore, and then he just did.
As much.
Oh, that's true. He did say as much. So Martin C sent a tweet out that says ACT citizens can have in their ACT. I don't know where this ACT is. Is that Australia? Or is that what is that? ACT citizens can have in their possession personal quantities of heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, or cannabis without legal repercussions, but carrying mango flavored nicotine juice for vaping risks up to a 2-year prison sentence and a $32,000 fine.
Yep.
So
how backward is this? No, honestly, how backward is this?
Well, cigarettes are freely available, and you can't have strawberry vape.
But you can have heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, or cannabis without any legal repercussions at all, but
You can carry
nicotine juice.
cocaine, Paul.
Sorry?
Up to a certain amount.
You can carry a small amount of cocaine or heroin with you.
Okay,
Anytime.
so ACT is the Australian Capital Territory, and that's the home of all the politicians and Parliament.
So they need that law.
Fucking A, because all those silly little fuckers, right? How many, like, they've got dealer down in Canberra, especially in Parliament. Because I'll give you a tip right now. If they're not drunk, they're on the bags. Simple as that.
Yeah.
No, they have to be. There's your answer in a nutshell. That's why they did it. They're looking after their own.
That's why. Okay. All right. I figured it was going to go this way. I wasn't positive, though. I just made a very broad assumption.
But I just laid it out for you so simply. They're
I'm gonna
looking
cover
after
my own
their
ass.
own.
Fuck everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
They're looking after themselves and
don't
looking
like
after
you
no one
fuckers.
else. No. Well, okay. And big shout out to Jay, because I finally got a bottle of this in my hands after all these years. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
what?
That was across the galaxy, wasn't it? Woo!
Yep.
We gotta freeze the camera.
Oh, what's he got? He's got the whole lot. He's got the. Don't tell me you got the magic box.
I got a box.
You didn't get one of these?
Oh, you son of a bitch!
I don't think I got that. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know for sure if it's the same one.
Son of a bitch!
I think.
But at least I got a bottle, and I'm on the other side of the galaxy.
But look, you see right here in the box where it says 12 milligram.
Oh man!
You see, this had to be made special just for me because they didn't make.
Yeah. Well, I've got zero. I've got zero.
Well, they made
son of a bitch
of the big box. And zero.
Fuck you.
I guess that Jay just doesn't love you nearly as much as he loves me.
But
and shipping to Australia is very prohibitive.
Well, yeah, I know, but I also
are you sure that that's not a Chinese knockoff?
Oh, fucking here we go. And a bottle of Symmetry 6, so thank you. I appreciate it.
Symmetry 6 is one of my favorites.
Oh,
sadly, I can't get any of that anymore because they don't sell product to the United States.
It sucks. And that's what I've gotten here right now. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad your politicians can roll around the city with a little meth or whatever. I'm appreciative of that.
Hey, no, Kevin. Now you know why these fuckers are all so tweaked out.
I do question the hairstyle sometimes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We got to keep rolling on the tweets here. We still have plenty. We have more tweets. So this tweet is actually not the tweet. A response to this tweet is the tweet, but we're going to show the thing that the person is responding to first. So this person, Juliet West, tweets, God. I know of 2 people who have started smoking again in order to give up vaping. Plus, there's a generation of young teenagers who've become nicotine addicts through vaping.
That's right.
And now smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
1 of 2. Now down here, this is 2 of 2. How is NHS still promoting vaping while also admitting it has no idea of long-term dangers? Vaping is a massive part of the problem, and tagged Dr. Sarah, who just wrote that piece that we read a while ago, right?
Yeah.
Or was quoted in that. So Sarah says there's strong evidence that vaping helps smokers to quit and is substantially less harmful than smoking. People taking up smoking to stop vaping, likely the result of misperceptions of the relative risks, thinking vaping is equally / more harmful, which is sadly very common.
That's a really good response.
So
Unexpected, I'm sure.
We're very happy that Sarah Jackson.
Thank you, Sarah Jackson.
Is being intelligent and smart here.
Well, yeah, truthful.
And then this is the last of the tweets that I found. I know that Kevin only sent one.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it was from somebody that, you know,
you'll be all
Kevin's
right.
always talking about.
You'll be fine.
One of his man crushes. I think.
Calm down.
But anyway, this is from Gillian Ava Golden, or Jillian Ava Golden. In this generation, we have seen cuts in funding to public health anti-smoking campaigns, but intense media focus on other nicotine-containing products such as e-cigarettes, and some alarmist reporting. Professor Caitlin Notley, blah blah blah, and then here we have a link to a thing that's loading. That's taking longer than I want it to.
Yo ho ho.
And a bottle of rum.
There you go.
Yeah.
I saw his bottle of gin, so I thought yo ho ho.
But gin is good.
Yeah. I actually have some Vape Train botanical gin over here that I should probably make something out of.
Thank you very kindly, bastard.
Yeah.
It works really well.
Yeah. So this says expert reaction to study showing that the decline in smoking in England has stalled since the pandemic. So this is an actual response to the piece that Sarah Jackson wrote. Which we're not going to read because
it long. Don't take long. It doesn't
but
take long.
If you go to Jillian Eva Golden's tweet, she's got a quote here. It says, "In this generation, we have seen cuts in funding to public health anti-smoking campaigns, but intense media focus." So, like, this is actually a positive reaction to Sarah Jackson's piece regarding the fact that smoking is on the rise in certain groups because of misinformation. Misinformation and stupidity. But here, Kevin.
All right, fine. Calm down. Just
fine.
Go in the corner for a minute or something.
You want me to boof? I don't.
Whatever you need to do.
Obsessed about my backside, Kevin. I don't understand. Here, this is the tweet. Here, you explain to people.
Now, early in the you gotta give me a twofold answer here. Earlier in the week, part A, I tweeted an old chart. That was the National Youth Tobacco Survey. I cropped and I took that part of it out so nobody knew what the link was to begin with. And it showed, I deleted e-cigarettes altogether. I showed smoking rates declining up until 2013 or 15 or something. And then it kind of just dropped. So I, without the link, added the line straight to 1.9% for daily. And I went like this with the smoking rates, what would have been smoking rates had there not been any vaping products. And I was questioned, and rightfully so, because they thought, well, that kind of looks right. Juka said, well, the green thing looks right, but I don't know about the red thing. So I had to explain why I did what I did and why I didn't do what I should have. So I did that. Then this, because I like my numbers correct, in part B, Truth Initiative decided to say that this survey has come out, the MF, whatever the fuck it is, I don't remember. And what they said in their blog was that it was 5.6 on their blog. Now, being a stickler, it's not. It's 5.8. So underneath his tweet, I said, should we tell them? Because I think it's funny. So I've corrected them at least 3 times and they still haven't fixed it, of course, but that's okay. So I just thought that we're trying to keep ourselves honest, and rightfully so. I don't remember who else was in there, but Juka was in the one with the other chart that I did, along with somebody named Steve. and I can't remember the other person's handle offhand. So I went under them and I explained, I think in 3 or 4 tweets, this was what it really was. This is what it became. And then I cropped it. So on that one, it shows that they're wrong. And I don't understand why they're not showing the true number. And Juka said, but wait a minute. And I thought, well, I'll correct them. So
no, Kevin, they'll just say, well, we're only off by 0.2%. Or yeah,
but they're the guys with the numbers, right?
They cook those numbers up anyway, Kevin. They know, you know that.
Well, they're anecdotal brain damaged kids on a survey. Yeah. So anyway, I like the idea that
of course kids are gonna tell the truth on the survey, Kevin.
Well, of course they will. I do appreciate the fact of we monitor ourselves and we go, now wait a minute, that doesn't look right. Why is it? Because on the other one, the other survey, I went in and I had the numbers, what I saw, and they were somebody thought they were incorrect, and they actually were correct, but that's okay. I didn't care. I didn't take it personally. I want that number to be correct. I don't care what the number is. Just tell me the fucking number.
You were butt hurt.
And in this one, I was like, hey, Juka, that says 5.8. So, yeah, they got it wrong. Anyway, imagine that. They're wrong. Kathy, your girlfriend, Kathy, she's wrong.
That was...
It's time for the Vape Cats X of the Week.
Wow.
I'm still protesting that X word. It's Twitter.
Yeah. So it says here that the WHO seeks to equate vaping and smoking, Kevin. The WHO.
Good luck.
The WHO has urged governments to ban all flavors in e-cigarettes, treating them like combustible products. While some consider e-cigarettes a key to reducing death and disease caused by smoking, the WHO said urgent measures are needed to control them, according to Reuters.
That's right.
Kids are being recruited and trapped at an early age to use e-cigarettes and may get hooked to nicotine, said Tedros Adhanom. That's not his real name, but Ghebreyesus, WHO Director General. Regulating vapes like cigarettes would only serve to reinforce misunderstandings about the relative risks of vaping and send the wrong message to smokers, said Marina Murphy, Senior Director of Scientific Medicine, Medical Affairs at ANS, whatever ANS is. I'm sure we'll find out in a minute. It says here, we urge countries to implement strict measures such as bans on all flavors and introducing tobacco control measures to vapor products. These would include high taxes and vape bans in public places. While the WHO does not have authority over national regulations, its recommendations are often voluntarily adopted by stupid people. Regulating vapes like cigarettes would only serve to reinforce misunderstandings about the relative risks of vaping and send the wrong message, smokers said. Marina Murphy, Senior Director of Scientific and Medical Affairs at ANS. It doesn't say what ANS is. Adding that the WHO position was detached from reality. I like that. And she's a fiery ginger, Kevin. Look at that.
Hey, watch your mouth.
I'm assuming that this is Marina over here because it doesn't
I could say something, but I'm not going to.
The psychotic nanny state has a lot to answer for. And they can continue to roll this fucking around for the rest of their lives. They're wrong. I can't help you. They're wrong.
So speaking of nanny state, Kevin, one of my favorite writers, his name is Mike Barron. He writes, he wrote The Punisher. He's written Batman. He's written a bunch of stuff. He's written novels. He posted on Twitter today that he got his electric bill from the power company, and they had a little passive aggressive thing on his bill that said you use 43% more energy than your neighbors do, and it was bolded in all caps.
Really? What?
And I was like, do you pay your bill? I mean, I texted him. I said, do you pay your bill? I said, what kind of socialist BS like shit are they trying to pull over here on you that they're bitching that you're giving them more money?
Right. Was there an answer?
No, I mean he responded. He responded, once. But yeah, I was just like, who cares? Shouldn't they be happy that you're using more electricity and you're giving them more money?
I don't understand. I really don't. I've never seen that on my bill. They just tell me what the
he's in
amount
Colorado.
is.
He's in Colorado. Which,
don't give governments ideas on how to tax you even harder.
I'm just like, what? Who cares? Literally, you're paying your bill. Who cares? But anyway, here, Big Tobacco's transition here.
Oh, thank goodness.
The nation urged governments to ban all flavors of vapes on Thursday, a move that threatened cigarette companies' bets on smoking alternatives. Big tobacco firms have long been shifting to new nicotine products, and some researchers, campaigners, and governments see e-cigarettes.
Now, I do have to say, Kevin,
can you back up? Can you back up for a minute? She's rather cute.
I'm back.
She got a lab coat on.
Yeah, I know. She's rather cute.
I've never been into a vape shop that had an attractive young lady an attractive young lady, period, working there. And B, it's usually like fat neckbeard guys like me that work there. Most of the time they're sitting behind the counter playing video games.
I want to ask her if I can buy her a coffee.
I mean, I want to know if she wants to take my temperature.
Oh,
well, yeah, no comment. She's got the right implement in her hand.
Yeah. See?
Firms have long been shifting to new nicotine products, and some researchers, campaigners, and governments see e-cigarettes or vapes as a key tool in reducing the death and disease caused by smoking. But the WHO says
I like the name of that place.
That's Australia.
Is it?
Can't be.
No, 100%. That's Australia.
There's no such thing as free choice in Australia.
Well, I know the company.
They're trying to promote it a little bit, Patrick. Leave them alone.
as urgent measures are needed to control them because new users are getting hooked on nicotine. Citing studies, the UN agency added there was insufficient evidence that vapes helped smokers quit and claimed they're harmful to health.
See, now that's what most vape shop employees look like.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
Investors and analysts say that large firms have the most to lose if tobacco alternatives face the same rules as cigarettes. The WHO has no authority over national regulations and only provides guidance, but it and some other anti-tobacco organizations are pushing hard for stricter regulations on these newer nicotine products.
They're pushing hard.
I got a question for Paul when this is over.
Taking aim at the alternatives on which some cigarette giants, like Philip Morris International and British American Tobacco, are basing their future strategies. PMI is the world's largest tobacco company by market value. It's led the shift to smoking alternatives and is aiming for 2/3 of its net revenue to be from smoke-free products by 2030. British American Tobacco is investing heavily in alternative products too.
That's one of them, their IQOS things.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's the next generation
and oral nicotine. It's aiming for 50% of its revenues to come from these by 2035. For the WHO, making tangible change isn't just about getting big business on board. Consumers are also unlikely to change their lifestyle habits quickly. The WHO suggests bans on all flavoring agents like menthol and the application of tobacco control measures to vapes, including high taxes and bans on use in public places. But controlling new nicotine products has also proven difficult in many nations, often leading to unregulated or illegal products.
No.
The industry insists vapes pose significantly lower health risks than tobacco and can help reduce its harms. It adds that flavors and lower prices are important to encouraging smokers to switch, a position shared by some tobacco control advocates.
Damn Skippy.
The WHO says some of the substances vapes generate are known to cause cancer and pose risks to heart and lung health.
That's a lie.
Paul, you and I have known each other probably 8 years, I'd say 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
And you're over there in crazy land.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so I want to make sure with you for the audience. I want an honest answer. Have they decided to crack down on cigarettes over there at all yet? Anywhere? Anything you know? Something you're going to keep from me that you I mean, after 7 years, I think you'd fucking tell me something.
It's quite the opposite, actually.
Nothing? Oh,
okay.
I
mean, other than they're like $30 a pack. Other than that,
I'm asking if I don't. Some of the people may not know what they're doing. I thought they'd be like crazy. No, nothing.
No,
I don't care.
No, it's quite the opposite.
I'm shocked.
Here in New South Wales, where I live, right, it's quite easy to actually get a license to sell tobacco.
You see, well, there you go.
All right.
Okay. All right. So they're really not worried about it.
There's that $30 a pack,
Yeah.
And the massive amount of taxes, that's a determining factor.
So if you took out the tax on a pack of cigarettes, Paul, what would a pack of cigarettes cost? $7, $8, $10? $10? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So our money and your money's different. I get that, but it's a third. It's a third.
Well,
shit.
Let's put it this way. Everyone's stating that tobacco taxes here in Australia are like 78%. Okay. It's actually a little bit higher. It's about 83%.
Okay. And it's like 1% of your total tax base, right? It's not a huge amount, but it's there. They know it. It's influential. Let's say that.
Well, the Australian black market now equates to all the tobacco revenue that the government makes.
Wow.
Per year. So they collect $17 billion roughly in tobacco taxes.
Yeah.
But the black market now has superseded that.
But there is no black market. Okay.
Oh, really?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I know. I keep hearing that as well. Butler's been saying the same bullshit over and over.
I've been assured.
There's no black market. Well,
every fucking week, Patrick says there's no black market, and I say, but I thought there would never is one. I thought there wasn't.
Yeah, but Mike Hunt, he created it.
There's your buddy there, Patrick, Mike Hunt.
Mm-hmm. He created it.
So they don't care about cigarettes. All right.
No, he opened the door, honestly, when he brought the prescription model in. It was like the green light for everyone in Australia.
Everybody said fuck that, right?
To go and do the wrong thing.
Yeah, they said fuck that. That's not us. We ain't doing it. Fuck you, right?
Oh, I'm a prime example of it.
Yeah.
And I don't care. And I've actually said recently, I hope someone's got bail money for me because
we're leaving your ass to prison, buddy.
I'll give you Dave's. We've got like $9.
Yeah. Well, we still don't understand how in Parliament last week, right? Butler's trying to get this through, and he was beating his chest like a pork chop. on Twitter saying that all these new rules have come through, yet it hasn't been voted. Yet the TGA, I put a link in the private chat for us that I want to discuss later. How the hell, what, has the TGA magically behind the scenes gone and done something that we don't know about?
Right. Preemptive.
So last year, according to the Tobacco Australia org, the Australian government collected somewhere around $14 billion in tobacco tax money. So that's a substantial amount of money.
But now they're finding 40-foot shipping containers full of illegal cigarettes coming into the country.
Sure.
Okay.
Of course.
Go figure that shit out.
Duh.
What, they've found one or two. How many are coming through?
For every one they catch, 19 get through, right? You know?
50 get through. Not 50. One or not fucking 20. It's 50.
So they've already pre-rubbed it for you, and it's going to happen a year ago probably, and they're just waiting to let it out. Like Azar said, we're going to ban them tomorrow, and then the next day it didn't happen. But
good luck. Good luck.
It's pre-written, right? Yeah.
Well, here's a funny story. I was coming home last night from like the shop that I'm doing some work for, and I was pulled up by a police officer with a regulated, like a vape, and he said, do you have a prescription? I went, and you are who? I said, you're a police officer. Yeah, sure. You don't enforce the law. You're not part of the health department.
Right.
And the other copper that was with him looked at him and he said, he's actually right. Why are we enforcing this?
There you go.
There's the answer in a nutshell. There's the answer in a nutshell.
How many smokers have you stopped today, sir? Really?
But if you're smoking a cigarette or vaping at a bus stop, right, or near a bus stop, it's a on the spot $300 fine.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. And guess what? They're picking on all, and I mean all, of the lower socioeconomic, like people that
of course
don't look like they can, put two pennies together.
Of course. Well, because that's who's at the bus stop. They're easy pickings. They're easy pickings, Paul.
Thank you.
Right.
All right, Kev. So you put a piece on here from the SRNT.
I did. Yeah.
And this is a corrected proof of a journal article.
Yeah.
You did. So this is your responsibility.
All right, let me make it bigger. Hang on, I got you down low here. So I'm not sure of the original offhand. I did not look at the original. I don't remember the original. I'm sure it's been somewhere. And it may or may not have crossed my eye. How should a vape shop-based smoking cessation intervention be delivered? Now, I've long said that vaping is a I don't remember the exact quote of my own right this second, but we're a consumer movement despite government failure in our own. And
right now, I want to stop you for just 1 second, though.
Yep.
Because you forgot the last three words.
Which words?
A qualitative study.
Yeah.
Now, since I've been helping my wife study as a for nurse practitioner school, and we're learning about the weight of science and what is preferable. So she was not allowed to use any research that was listed as a qualitative study.
Oh,
Correct.
All of the research that she was allowed to, the only ones that she was allowed to use in her papers had to be listed as a quantitative study.
Aha.
Because qualitative is basically individual, you're assigning a value to to things that are not measurable.
Okay.
So I just wanted to put that out there so that people understood.
Yep. And you can go straight down to the bottom if you want to the either comments or conclusion, whichever results. Conclusion. Stakeholders agree that vape shops should offer stop smoking interventions and hold similar opinion on how this should be delivered. Now, Paul has an example, or Skip at one time, anybody with a vape shop at the moment, I don't believe needs to understand anything about stop smoking interventions. I really don't. I think they should offer the product. What have you already tried? And I've said, put a patch, box patches, box of gum, box of hypnosis books, put whatever you want in your case. You want some? Nope. Have you already tried those? Oh, you've done this. All right. So here's what we do. What do you smoke now? What's your nic strength? And taste strength and backups is the key. So they don't need the intermission part. So I'm not really pleased about this specifically, but it's an idea that's like, oh, well, vape shops do work, but so there's a caveat to it. I wasn't sure of the qualitative or quantitative. I didn't remember that part, but that's the only reason I really shared it is if they're going to say, well, we do need vape shops, I don't want any of you subscribing to stop smoking services. That's
right.
That's not the answer to me.
So
my opinion.
I mean, to give some sort of context to what the conclusion is, you sort of actually have to read the results.
Yep.
So it says here, stakeholder groups were positive about the idea of delivering a vape shop based intervention. So that alone is there's no numeric value to that. It's just, well, yeah, we think we should do this. Themes that were identified were the characteristics of the intervention. So again, duration and how much time are they spending with each person? What method of delivery of information are they providing? Style and content, product provisions. So again, that varies based on product. The style and content varies based on the person that's actually delivering the intervention or delivering the education. Barriers to the intervention. These are challenges for new vapors, which varies widely amongst each person. Misinformation, tobacco company involvement, which is a myth.
Yep.
By and large, no vape shop sells any products that are produced by big tobacco, except the handful of people that actually sell jewels. And those are no longer big tobacco. They got cut loose. At least here in the States, you don't see Enjoys or Juuls in vape shops. Most of the play, facilitators to the intervention. Those are positive views on vaping, cost effectiveness, popularity, and accessibility. Popularity is one of those things that, again, is not quantitative. It's based on each individual person's conceptualization, their opinion, whatever. And considerations for the intervention, data protection and privacy, aesthetics, and regulation and management. The results suggest that the intervention should be delivered by vape shop workers with mandatory training, with the support of SSS, stop smoking services. Most stakeholders agreed quitting vaping was not a priority, but that it shouldn't be.
No, exactly.
Let's get these people on a safer product before we start pushing a limitation on them. But that information on how to reduce nicotine should be given. Again, titration, whatever.
Yeah.
John's here. You see, John just
hey, John. To each his own, Patrick. The part about the SSS, I'm assuming this is either England or Crazy.
Yeah, this is probably. I don't even think it's Crazy Land, because Crazy Land is
No.
going to an all pharmacy product.
Yeah, good luck.
Model after January 1st, except for the black market.
Sometimes when you see something and you go, "Ooh, it's really not what you thought it was," and I'm not dead against somebody having knowledge, saying, "Listen, you can call the ABC group and they'll help you with patches and gums. I have one here for a prop because I know you've had them before, you've said, and this is how we can help you, or attempt to help you to help yourself." And then you can go from there, because those people normally in a vape shop, most of them, not all, most of them, I'll give it, know what they're talking about. So I wasn't as fond of that as I thought I might be. Reading a headline, I thought, this sounds funny. What's that about?
Interesting.
It's like a dog with a whistle. You just
dog whistle.
I had to check it, and then I wanted it that way that everybody could read it on their own if they want. I didn't care overall about it at all, but it's another example of how they can reword something to make it sound really good, and it's really not. It's just not. Once you've gone through 30 tries, you're done with the patch.
All right. Fuck. So we've been here for 2 hours and 42 minutes.
Too long.
So we still have a significant amount of shit to talk about over on the place that we can't talk about the stuff that we talk about here over there. So Paul sent a link to an Australian thing, even though I said I'm not talking about fucking Australia anymore, because I've washed my hands of the fucking
crazy land.
Since Colin quit Australia, I'm quitting too. But since Paul is here, I don't want to hurt his feelings by saying I'm not going to show the thing that he wanted to show. So I'm going to give him 3 minutes. And then we're moving over to Rumble.
Good day.
I'll mute. Giving him shit. So this is new regulations of vape starting January of 2024. So summarize.
We still don't understand how the Australian government's got this through. Butler was beating his chest on Twitter the other day, and he said that all these new laws are coming into play 1st of January, like being disposables. Then moving on to the 1st of March, all hardware being banned as well, importation and even use of open systems. We don't understand this in liquid manufacturing. And then on top of that, written in here, non-therapeutic vapes. Really? Damn.
So
I still don't. Yeah.
If you have a prescription, that makes your vape therapeutic, right? So if you have a prescription, you should be able to import whatever you want.
Sort of, kind of, but you're only going to be able to buy said products through a pharmacy, and it's a limited range of what you're going to be able to get your hands on.
So it's different than before.
Yep.
Where you could have whatever the hell you wanted as long as you had a prescription.
Pre-dosed.
Yeah. Like it goes on there in the next paragraph. The importation of all vapes under personal will end the 1st of March 2024.
So it says here, subject to state or territory law, non-therapeutic vapes imported before March 1 of 24 may still be lawfully sold by retailers generally, including vape stores, provided the vape does not contain nicotine or any other medicine and does not make therapeutic claims. So just
as of
buy
March,
everything you're going to need for like 5 years and put it in a warehouse.
Yep. As of March 1, 2024. Like I only own a couple of devices now, and I'm horrified at how this is playing out. It makes 0 sense to me, and it makes 0 sense to everyone else. Yet the really interesting part is that Australian consumers of any nicotine product won't have any say in it. And out of the 4,000 submissions, 3,800 of those submissions were thrown out the door by the TGA. Yet the TGA asked us to actually submit on what we wanted. Yet their magic little panel of 6 people ruling the roost, and I'm not going to name any of them because they're all cunts.
Is Emily Banks on that list?
Oh God.
Is Becky? Is Becky? Is she there?
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Keep going. Keep going. You know that crew of people. Like
So it
the whole 6 of them, right?
So also from March 1 of 2024, new pre-market requirements will apply to the importation and manufacture of all therapeutic vapes.
Yep.
Application, license, and permit forms and instructions will be available prior to 1 March of 2024 in order to give importers, manufacturers the opportunity to comply prior to the new requirements coming into effect.
Yep. In other words, Australia's creating another clusterfuck of a PMCA process. There you go.
Yeah.
Ding.
So these new standards, bullet point, apply to therapeutic vapes irrespective of nicotine content, limit flavors to only mint, menthol, and tobacco, and specify certain requirements for vaping devices that were previously excluded from the therapeutic goods framework.
Yep.
So again, here's a bunch of stuff without any specific information.
Right.
I wish it wasn't Saturday here because I'd call them live on the show right now and fuck shit up.
It seems to me like they've taken the generic information standard from FDA
and WHO,
and because I mean, again, this is what FDA did was they'd say, we're going to give you that specific information later on.
Yeah.
But the other really interesting part is that under the new tobacco framework that they're trying to put through here is they want to ban importation and distribution of cigars here in Australia. Oh, you're fucking tripping.
Nah, the rich folk will step in on that one.
I
would think.
Yeah, if cigar culture there is like cigar culture here.
Oh, it is. In the racing community? Oh my God.
I imagine that the people with big checkbooks will step up on that one.
Well, checkbooks don't count here in Australia anymore.
Oh, I'm sure their government, your government's no less corrupt than ours. People can be bought. Everybody's got a price tag.
And again, reiterate for me, Paul, there's no real restrictions on cigarettes, right? They don't have any craziness going on there. You can get what you want. Those are all available pretty much everywhere. Okay, I'm just you don't even have to say anything.
And then some.
Okay.
But the chop shop market here in Australia, or illegal like loose tobacco, went from a price of $50 for 100 grams of tobacco, now at an all-time Australian low of $20 for 100 grams.
So let me ask you this. Without an answer, you can just nod your head. If my pal Bruni messages me and says, I want this, you guys have it in America, is there a way that I can ship something to him without him having any troubles? Just
hell yeah, hell yeah, motherfucker.
Thing.
Hell yeah, motherfucker.
Okay. Yeah. There are ways.
Yeah.
I know the expense is pretty big because you're fucking over, you're on the other side of the fucking, well, one corner of the globe or around the other side. I don't remember. I just want to be sure that it is possible I can have my friend Bruni, because I don't like you any more than I do Patrick, to get him something that he needs.
Well,
right.
I know for a fact that it's 3 times as expensive. It's 3 times for us to send a package to Australia. It's 3 times more expensive from Australia to send it to us.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Wow.
So yeah,
But I don't
because I have
get
friends
you in
that
trouble.
are publishing comic books, and they're not allowing Australians to back them on crowdfunding sites because a $20 comic book costs like $70 to ship it to Australia.
Yeah,
But
60
I have a friend in Australia.
$65. Yeah.
I have a friend in Australia that ships it the reverse way because he produces in Australia and sends here, and it's cheap. So,
well, there are
the
flat rate.
U.S. Postal Service has decided to put a black hole around Australia and New Zealand.
Right.
Yep.
Well, there's
100%.
global shipping, little small flat rate boxes, but I think they're $20 or something. But still, how much can you get in there? So anyway,
that's not valid anymore, Kevin. I just told you.
Right.
There is no flat rate shipping to Australia anymore.
Right.
No, they've stopped that as well. The Australian postal system is so screwed up, it's not funny. So I want to send you, a pair of sunglasses.
Yep.
This is going to cost me, and it weighs nothing. Okay.
Right. Yep.
That would cost me $72 in freight to get it to you.
And it would cost us 3 times that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So and then you have customs as well, so that's more of a problem.
I had a set of flavors sent to me, and it costed me $700 to have them shipped to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense anymore. Nothing makes sense anymore.
Nope.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that until we're over on the Rumbles. But all right, everybody, do you need the Rumble link? I posted it on the Facebook, but
I want the hand. I need the hand.
I will copy the Rumble link and slap it into the chat room, just because you guys are not going to want to. You guys are going to want to see this stuff. And Kevin, how do you want to say goodbye to the friends that are going to prematurely evacuate and not follow us to Rumble?
Don't just clean up after yourselves when you're done. That's all I got to say. And I love you.
I tolerate some of you. I don't love all of you. There's some of you that I like, and some of you that I don't. But we will be. We're gonna go over to the Rumbles, so we will see you in exactly, I don't know, a minute or so. So
an interlude,
and if you need to go pee, this is the intermission.